So on the subject of malfunctions or of hard deck, we haven't talked much about malfunctions above the hard deck. And those are the more common situations that we all encounter from time to time. And I think it's just important, or it's imperative that we agree, or that we all decide to improve the altitude awareness in our day-to-day jumping. So the more current, the more experience we get, the easier it is to start thinking, I'm not going to have problems, I'm not going to have emergencies, and just to become complacent and think that we're overqualified or that we're more than prepared. Whatever's happening, whether you have an entanglement, whether you have line twists, or you have some sort of obvious malfunction where you know that you can get away, that you can get out of it, then it's important to be altitude aware. Regardless of the malfunction, it's important to be altitude aware. So the first thing that should come to mind if I have a problem is to check my altitude. And then as I'm assessing the problem, I'm dealing with the problem, to repeatedly check the altitude and to somewhat be aware with the speed at which I'm descending. So in summary, I guess it's just easier to say that if we have a malfunction above our hard deck altitude, and it's obvious that I can deal with it, it's just a line twist or something simple that I believe I can get out of, then the altitude awareness will allow me, or give me that time, afford me that time. But if it's something I can't deal with, if I know it's a bag lock or it's something that I'm not going to be able to fix, then get rid of it and allow yourself extra time. So the hard deck isn't, I need to fight this no matter what it is until I get to the hard deck. And that's important that we differentiate between those two.
Okay.
So another big topic that I wanted to address before we end this interview is the topic of high-speed malfunctions or total malfunctions, and how that affects our altitude awareness. Because suddenly, as we all know, that our time clock changes. We're passing through altitude much quicker. And so the point being that in what seems like a matter of seconds, I've passed through 1,000 feet. And I have a high-speed malfunction, which means I have no fabric out to slow me down. So the next 1,000 feet are going to happen in the blink of an eye. And I guess the end summary is that I just need to recognize if I have a malfunction, a high-speed malfunction, I need to deal with my options immediately. I don't have time to assess altitude, assess the situation, and volley that back and forth. So we've talked now about malfunctions, hard deck, malfunctions above the hard deck, and then I think the less attractive situation is the malfunction below your hard deck, because it's a situation that obviously is scary. In my mind, and how I've always treated it for 20 years, is that once I pass my hard deck, I can no longer cut away. So my right hand is no longer involved in the emergency procedures. All I can do is add fabric to the situation or jettison the reserve. And to summarize that, I would say, have a hard deck, have a plan, and if you're unsure about the different factors or components of your plan, then speak to more experienced jumpers, learn from them, apply what they do to your plan, but have a plan.